Hey y'all, it's your girl Tiffany, my malicious Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces High Priestess, aka the light that shines like a diamond. Real quick update, guys. I was checking on some other information as it relates to Nancy Guthrie because I really wanted to try to, I don't know, try to figure out some other information pertaining to the situation. So y'all know I did like a whole spirit reading last night. I pulled some cards and different things like that. Y'all definitely go and check out that reading. I'm not really going to go back over all of that information because I already put it in a whole hour and some long reading. Okay. What I will say first, okay, Spirit is telling me that Nancy Guthrie's body is buried in her own yard, in her backyard, from what I understand, okay? So her body can be found there, okay? Spirit is telling me that the individual who was involved with her death, Spirit keeps telling me this is a politician, okay? But like, and I don't really know about all the politicians in Arizona, but I do know they have a lot of women politicians, okay? And Spirit is telling me that no women were involved directly, like in her death, but there are women politicians who were like, and I literally broke down everybody. I'm like, Spirit, is it somebody who works for the police, the local police department? I gotta know. Somebody who works for FBI, CIA, DOJ, anything like that. I gotta know on all of those or what have you. But Spirit is telling me specifically that this person works for the government. They work in Arizona. I do know. Spirit is telling me whoever this person is, I don't know who he is exactly. I haven't figured that out because, like I said, they have a lot of women politicians and different things like that, or what have you, in their state. This person is like, has some type of connection to the mayor, Regina Romero. Spirit is telling me, okay? Now, Spirit is allegedly, okay? Allegedly. Spirit is telling me that Regina Romero was not there, was not directly involved, obviously, in the death of Nancy Guthrie, but the person who is involved, she knows what is going on. She knows what happened, what actually happened to Nancy Guthrie, and the person who is responsible for her death is connected to her in some type of way. I just can't quite figure out who that person would be, okay? Because the way I find my answers for some of this stuff, especially like when I'm doing the spirit reading, is I have to eliminate people. So I literally have to ask Spirit direct questions. Is it such and such? Is it such in place? Is it over here, over there? And when I get, no on certain people, places, or things, then I can narrow down certain things. Okay, well, is it this or is it that? Is it over there? You understand what I'm saying? Type of things. Okay, so Spirit is telling me, as it relates to female politicians, none were directly involved, like with her there on the scene, the day it happened, involved in her death. Okay, no, I got to know on that. But Spirit is telling me there are female politicians that knows, matter of factly, as to what happened to her. Spirit is telling me that this was a male, who actually caused the death of Nancy Guthrie. And like I told y'all in the reading that I did yesterday, what happened to Nancy happened in her home, and she was left dead in her home thereafter. Okay? Her body was secretly moved out of that house without anybody else being aware. She was buried, and so I'm like, like by now, this body would be stinking to high heaven if she was still. I'm like, is she still in the house? And Spirit was like, no. She was literally taken out. She was buried in her own yard. The family knows this, okay? Spirit is telling me the family, I don't know if they did some type of, private, personal little, I can't say they did some type of ceremony type of thing or what have you, but they are aware that her body was found deceased in the home. She was taken out of the home, and they know that she was buried in the yard. The family knows this, okay, guys? This was never a kidnapping. This is legit, like a cover up for a murder, okay? And it just makes me wonder, at what point in time are they gonna be like, aha, we found her, And it's going to be some type of bullshit cover story, and they're going to come up with some type of bullshit ass fucking patsy to pin it on, that's probably brainwashed, dumbed down, and severely under fucking mind control, highly triggerable, that they could totally manipulate. Okay. Otherwise, the only other option is to be like, oh my God, we never found mommy. We just have no clue where she is. She's disappeared. But I'm sorry, guys, okay? Like, this was never a kidnapping, okay? Nobody kidnaps elderly mothers and grandmothers. They don't. Okay, you can't pimp them out. You can't sell them on the black market. Okay, and the only person who would be ignorant enough and foolish enough to attack an elderly woman is some doped up, drugged up, mentally ill, deranged ass fool that would have the audacity to attack an elderly woman, but they would leave her there wherever the fuck they attacked her. They wouldn't go as far as to fucking kidnap, abducting her and taking her somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Even if you wanted to say such a thing was even possible. So, like, this was never a kidnapping. Okay? The ransom is total BS. The recreation video was totally BS. The entire family is scripted. Like, I don't understand who needs a script to tell how they feel about their mother. Look, we missed our mother. We want her back. We want her back now. We've heard. We've got your demands. We understand what you're saying. What do we need to do next to do this transfer so we can get our mother back? Like, I don't need a script for that. That's like off the dome, off the top of the freaking dome. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything that they have had you say, they've got this paper in front of them. It is scripted. Who writes a script, like, for raw, real feelings and emotions? Okay, it's scripted. It sounds like one of this, a poem or something that was written or something like that. And so I did specifically I tried to go through all the politicians that I could find. Spirit is telling me that none of the U.S. Senate U.S. Senate representatives that would represent Arizona. I got a no on all of them. And like I said, both the mayor and the governor are females in Arizona. Okay, Tucson, Arizona. Okay, so I'm like, and Spirit is telling me this is a male politician that works. So I'm like, what I'm saying? Now I'm trying to figure out, are you sure, Spirit, that this person, I got that this is a male politician, but you sure that this is a politician that works, that reside, you know what I'm saying, in Arizona? Okay, and Spirit is telling me yes. Okay, so then I need to break down, because whoever this politician is, I'm not sure who he is exactly or what work he does exactly, but he's got to have some ties to other politicians. Okay, and so this is when I got that this person has like some type of connection, works closely with or connected with the mayor, Regina Romero, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Allegedly, guys, I have to say allegedly. This is for your entertainment purposes only. So that's what I've gotten so far. Okay, but I definitely feel like the authorities need to definitely search this woman's yard. Okay, and she has a huge property and land or what have you. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting backyard. Okay, but like with a property that huge, there's land all the way around. So it could be on either side of this person's house or actually directly behind this person's house. Okay. But Spirit is saying that she's buried in the yard, okay? If I would dig up the entire fucking yard to find this woman, okay? Because she wasn't taken from that house. She was not taken from that house at all, okay? And the day that this allegedly went on, she went for dinner in game night at one of her daughter's homes. I believe her name is Annie, or what have you, and allegedly it was Annie's husband that dropped her back off at home later that night, or what have you, and only after then did things supposedly go haywire. Okay, all of a sudden her pacemakers all of a sudden disconnected. You know what I'm saying? The mere fact that she was supposedly taking, this woman takes regular medication. She didn't have her medication. That woman was never taken from that house. Okay, I'm telling you, you can ask any career criminal. They have never abducted a freaking elderly woman. And there has been random situations, okay, where crazy maniacs who were likely mentally ill or completely hyped up on drugs had the audacity to assault an elderly woman, but she was left right where she was assaulted. They didn't attempt to steal her, let alone leave a ransom note. Y'all, that ransom note is as fake as the JonBenet Ramsey ransom note, okay? And it was not only faked but written right at the house of the victim, okay? So that the ransom is completely faked, okay? So that's what's going on, guys. That's what's going on, and that's what I found out thus far, okay? So where's my thingamajig? Real quick, I'm going to ask Spirit. Spirit, give me clear and accurate messages for Miss Nancy Guthrie, 84-year-old woman, missing from Tucson, Arizona. She has been missing since February 1st of 2026. I block, bind, and I rebuke any and all evil, wicked, demonic entities, deities, persons, places, or things that may be trying to hinder the truth or clarity from coming through this message. Spirit, was Nancy Guthrie ever taken from her home? Was Nancy Guthrie ever taken from or out of her home on the date she is said to have been missing? No. That is a no, guys. Spirit, was Nancy Guthrie murdered inside of her home? Was she murdered inside of her home? You see it's changed up. That is a yes. Spirit, was Nancy Guthrie buried on her own property, in her own yard? Was Nancy buried in her own yard? Like her backyard? Or some part of her yard around her house? Yes. Is the family aware of this? Is the family aware of Nancy Guthrie's death and the fact that she was buried in her own yard? Yes. Was the kidnapping fake, Spirit? Yes. Is the ransom fake, Spirit? Yes. Yep. Spirit, are there any female politicians who are involved in the death of Nancy Guthrie? Any female politicians? No. Is it a masculine male politician who is involved in the death of Nancy Guthrie? Yes. Does Mayor Regina Romero know what happened to Nancy Guthrie as it relates to her death? Yes. Did the male politician who actually is responsible for Nancy Guthrie's death have any connection to Mayor Regina Romero? Do he have any connection, work with, alongside Regina Romero? Yes. Spirit, does Governor Katie Hobbs have any knowledge of what actually happened to Nancy Romero, or of Nancy Guthrie? Does Governor Katie Hobbs know what really happened to Nancy Guthrie? Yes. Does she have any involvement at all? No. Is Governor Katie Hobbs familiar with the male politician who caused the death of Nancy Guthrie? Yes. So both the governor and the mayor are familiar with whoever this politician is that executed Nancy Guthrie, guys, okay? That's what's going on here, guys. I just wanted to come on and tell you, give you all that bit of information. Maybe if the right people hear it or what have you, at the very least, y'all can go and dig up this woman's yard, okay, and look for her, because I'm telling you, she was never taken from that home. She was never taken from that home. Okay? She was never taken from that home. And I do believe that I believe where's my phone? Her camera footage could have been wiped by persons within the government. So the video that they recreated was totally faked. I believe her camera footage, and look, this woman has $1 million and some dollar home, okay? You're not telling me she didn't have a fucking cloud subscription for her cameras, okay? And it doesn't even matter, okay? Spirit, did persons in the government block Nancy Guthrie's cameras, cut them off, block them, or wipe the memory from them on the day that she was killed? Yes.
You've got mail.
Okay? So this is recreated footage, okay? And I'm going to show you all something. You don't need any, well, I guess it just depends on, I guess it just depends on what service you are using with whom, but you don't have to have, you see, look here, like on mine's here, and I actually have several, I have so many cameras, they're different cameras, okay, so they're not even all with the same company or what have you, okay? But you see here, like it says messages when I get alerts, you have the cloud here, okay? You have the settings here and different things like that. You can enter into the device. You don't have to have cloud for anything, okay? This right here is my front porch right now, okay? You see right here where it says, that's how I know it's bullshit, that it took them 10 days to come up with the video. Okay, and they're like, oh my gosh, we don't know our codes, we can't get into anything. Bullshit. Okay, you see right here where it says playback? I can push playback. Okay, and then look right here. You see, I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but you see all the little blue lines that pop up right there is where there was activity. Automatically, you see, it's daytime right now, and I showed you how it looked in the daytime. This goes all the way back to nighttime, when it was nighttime, as far back as last night, but I can even go back farther than that, okay? Actually, this is like wee hours of the morning, because obviously it goes back to the earliest time that something picked up, okay, on the camera. So there's no reason why, and I can go to every one of these, okay? That was at 6 o'clock this morning. That was at 7 o'clock this morning, 8 o'clock this morning, okay? Everywhere you have, it has a link here. I don't know if y'all can see those, but you see the little blue lines here? That's where my camera picked up some type of movement or action or something going on outside, okay? You can go, I can click on any one of those times at any time and see exactly what was going on at that time that my camera picked up something, okay? And I actually have 2 different cameras in that area, okay? And that's like, I have like 4 different, I have so many cameras. I have like 4 different like app services for all of the cameras that I have, okay? You don't have to have cloud for it to record, because every time your camera, like something goes off on your camera, it sends you a notification anyway. So even if you don't have cloud storage, that's just like a memory thing, okay? But it automatically sends you a message anyway, okay? And whether a cloud has saved that or not, you can go back in that and you can pull up what that image was at that time, okay? And look, yearly plan. Here's the thing on my other thing right here. Yearly plan, $4 and something right here for cloud storage. You're not telling me this woman just like, it's not like she couldn't afford cloud storage if she wanted to, okay? Because a lot of people's like, oh my gosh, she didn't have plenty cloud storage, so they couldn't find any videos and all this other kind of stuff. But at some point in time, you did, okay? Same thing, okay? This is my other camera angle that's on the front of the house, okay, from a whole different service. Same thing. You see right here, it says cloud storage, AI alerts, and different things like that. It's got all the settings, all the different buttons here, okay, photos, events, record, like everything. You don't have to have a cloud storage, okay, but the cloud storage is actually pretty cheap, okay, for anybody to afford. I'm sorry, but a woman that's staying in $1 million some dollar house, you know what I'm saying? It would be nothing for her to pay for a little subscription or cloud storage to record, her camera since she lives alone. Like, y'all be for real. People are just coming up with some dumb shit. This is like complete cover up, okay? Nobody abducts senior citizen grandmothers. I'm sorry. Okay? And it should piss off any damn body's grandmother, okay? I don't know about the children, because they coming off real suspect to me, to be quite honest, okay, respectfully, okay, but there's a whole bunch of grandchildren out here that'll go stupid dumb crazy about their damn grandmothers, the ones that of them that's of age. Anyway, ain't nobody around here abducted nobody's grandmas, okay, because there would be some smoke in the city about people's grandmas, okay, like, this is crazy. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on here and tell you all this, okay? They've been doing a whole lot of there's a lot of different information that's coming out where they were talking about how they searched Annie's house, they searched Nancy's house and different things like that, or what have you. The property is so big, or what have you. I'm not really sure if they've gone out in the yard and actually searched this woman's yard and different things like that. But I'm telling you, this woman was never taken from that house. She is there. She is there. And somebody buried her on that on her in her own house. In her own ground. In her own backyard. Like, and it's stupid because it just makes you think, it's like, like, are they just gonna let this ride out and just forever be like, oh my gosh, mom is missing and we never found her. We don't have a clue or a suspect. Or at some point, are they going to act like, oh, how tragic, we found mom, grandma, and she's no longer with us, she's deceased. Like, come on, y'all. You don't even have to have a degree for this shit, okay? You ain't got to be no scientist, no rocket scientist, or no, you know what I'm saying? Or no shit like that to figure out some of this shit, okay? And a lot of us, those of us who are into murder mysteries and true crime, and all these detective shows and different things like that, or what have you, everybody fucking knows when somebody goes to freak missing, okay, 9 times out of, if they're not found within 24 to 48 hours, 9 times out of 10, it is least likely for them to even still be alive. Be for real. What teenager asked for fucking Bitcoin? I don't know. Maybe it is some, tech geeks around here or what have you. You can't even buy everything with Bitcoin. You understand what I'm saying? Like, who asked for Bitcoin for a ransom? Okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Not an electronic transfer of cash. You understand what I'm saying? But Bitcoin? What early 20-something ask for freaking Bitcoin? Okay? But like I said, it could be some high rollers, some tech geeks or something like that is really into that. I'm sorry to, bust your bubble. Bitcoin is going to crash real soon. Any goddamn way. It's going to totally plummet. But it's a bad investment. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. But who in the hell, like, y'all, I'm telling y'all, the ransom was as fake as the JonBenet Ramsey's ransom, okay? That shit was stupid. And everybody know that when it came to JonBenet Ramsey, that ransom note was wrote inside of the fucking family's home, okay? allegedly after they had then snuck this little girl out of her bed upstairs, took her downstairs to the freaking basement, completely brutally assaulted her, and then casually went into the kitchen, used their paper and their pen to write a freaking ransom note and casually left the home and never called about the fucking ransom for a child that they had already fucking killed in the basement, okay? Not to mention, it looks just like what? Patsy's fucking handwriting, okay? Like, stop. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. The shit is fucking faked, okay? This is a whole dramatization. It's a whole damn staged event. These people like are scripted and everything. I don't understand. Y'all don't even understand my frame of mind in the total outrage. I would not need a script to tell somebody how I feel about the person that I freaking love, and I would not need to plagiarize stuff from from movie scripts. But this shit literally feels like a set. It feels like a movie. Even when you look at the recordings that have been made of the scripted content of what the family has to say, y'all, I kid y'all not, it almost looks vintage to me. Like, I kid y'all not, I said last night, like 80s, maybe 90s. Okay, it literally looked like footage from the 90s or something. Like, it's real eerie, y'all. It's real weird. Maybe I'm tripping, you know what I'm saying, or something, but I'm completely fucking sober, okay? So, like, I know what the hell I'm saying. Like, it is weird. But anyway, y'all, they need to check this lady's yard. They need to check this lady's yard, okay? Because at the end of the day, regardless to, I mean, it's obviously very important as to who actually attacked her, assaulted her, harmed her, hurt her, killed her, however you want to view it, or what have you. What's more important is finding her as well, okay? And I'm telling you, that woman was never taken from her home. She is there. Period, point blank. She is there. You never see her being dragged out. You never see anybody loading up a body in a vehicle or anything like that. You don't see it. Okay? She is there. Okay? So anyway, that's all I wanted to tell you all, okay? And whoever this politician is, I can't figure out exactly who this person is, but both Mayor Regina Romero and Governor Katie Hobbs know who this person is. This male politician works, maybe directly with them, around it. They know who this person is, okay? And they also know the reason why Nancy Guthrie was murdered, who was involved in it, okay? And what actually has happened with her, okay? And again, I must say, allegedly, this is for your entertainment purposes only, okay? But that's what my spirit guides are telling me. They know exactly what happened to Nancy Guthrie, okay? This is a whole dramatization, a whole damn stage event. It's a script. It's a movie. Something like something out of a freaking movie, okay? Major cover up going on here of many different things, okay? Because this was done to this elderly grandmother because somebody wanted to silence her about what she know. Also, another thing Spirit told me real quick, last thing, this politician had ties to her husband. Okay, Spirit also tells me that the family is familiar with the killer. Okay, the family is familiar with the killer. Nancy was familiar with this politician, okay? This politician also either worked with at one point in time, was friendly with, knew, or whatever, has ties to her husband, okay? At one point in time, and I'm not really sure what type of work her husband did, but obviously he had some connections. He mingled with persons in the government and different things like that, or what have you, okay? But whoever this politician is, Spirit is telling me that the family is familiar with the killer. Nancy was familiar with the killer, okay? And that this man has ties to her husband, okay? This is like some top secret classified shit that they did not want coming out, that they did not want Nancy speaking about, okay? It's like, little dirty family secrets type shit going on, okay? That happens to ties to shit that the government would heavily be invested or involved in as well, guys, okay? This is why this happened, Okay? But anyway, I'm going to wrap this reading up. Till the next time, guys. Peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God. Also, I do apologize. If you see my video that I posted last night, I believe I called Savannah Samantha. I was talking too fast. Her name is Savannah. Okay, so my apologies for the misnaming. It is Savannah Guthrie. That's the daughter that she has, who is an NBC journalist or what have you. So I just wanted to correct that as well, guys, which I kind of wrote out in the description box. But who reads the description box these days? Anyway, peace, guys.